Now, subsequently, we got a bit confused and used the fund partly to fund sports and partly to fund other things. I think we are building hospitals and other things and others. But in 2022, I made the decision that sports fund is going to be only for sports. And therefore, we generated more resources to be able to support the sports space in Kenya. In 2022, FIFA had banned our organization, this FKF. Government, they said government had interfered. They said there was financial impropriety at the FKF. So there were negotiations with FIFA so that we could have an election. I remember we went through that motion. We were almost, our athletics team, our athletics fraternity was also at the verge of being banned. I remember we had to speak to the president of World Athletics because of doping. But along the way, we then had to make very concrete decisions on how we have to bring back sports to where it should be. And it is against that background that I instructed Ababu Namwamba, then Minister for Sports, that we bid for CHAN and AFCON. Because we wanted to use this platform also to create visibility around our sporting talent in Kenya. And whatever we did was intentional. It is not, it's not guesswork. We have a concrete plan. We want to move this to where it should be. Because we are, at the moment, we are in the wrong league as a country. In the past, the mistake we tried to do is to make it government, or sometimes make it FKF. Then everybody else becomes an appendage, you know? But this time round, we want to have it differently. We want to do it together. And that is why I am going to finally make a request, going to make a request on the next steps. What do we do in the next steps? Just to confirm to you that from the government of Kenya side, we are committed. We want to do this. We have a plan, but we want that plan to be not our plan as government, but to be our collective plan. We are doing the things that we can do as government. We are working on the infrastructure. We have a rollout plan on stadia. We have a rollout plan on sports academies, smaller stadia. And we have the rest of the things that we can do within the space that we understand. I can also, to a small extent, speak for FKF. FKF is a new team. As I told you the last time, these are people we have had conversation with. We can vouch for their integrity. And please, Mr. President, I'm putting my name on the line. You know? So you cannot let me down with your team. And now, I can also say a few things about the private sector. We have seen the commitment of the private sector. Even when there is so much confusion, you still find the space to put in your money. Now we don't want you to put in your money in a space that you are not too sure. We want to agree together and fashion this space around sports together, because it is an important space. We are a sporting nation. We have enormous talent in almost everything. In athletics, as we know, later today, I will be flagging off the team that is going to World Athletics in Tokyo. And we are expecting many medals, you know. And so we must not allow the obvious opportunity that is there in the sports space. We must not allow it to dissipate merely because either government is not doing enough or FKF is not organized, and therefore the private sector cannot find space. It is our collective responsibility because it speaks to the nation, the welfare of the nation, the stability of the nation, the engagement with the young people of our nation, and the profile and branding of our nation, where we all live in, where you do business, and where we all belong. So, FKF have come up with some numbers. I have tried to sharpen the numbers, you know. I am in Pateyo. You know, I am accused of micromanaging things, but unfortunately, sometimes when you don't do it, nobody does it. So it's better to be accused of micromanaging something and it gets done than nothing gets done. So they have given us some numbers, which I have the time to work with them on these numbers. Kenya Premier League will cost us 150 million. National Super League will cost us that much. You all have the numbers there. There is need for us to look at these numbers together. I don't want us to, and then there is need for us to desegregate these numbers. And there is need for us to agree on what can government do, because certainly, apart from building the stadia, there are things we can do. And then, what will be the place of FKF? And finally, how then does James Mwangi here and Equity Bank or East African Breweries or Toyota or Vivo or the next guy or Safaricom for that matter, how do they plug in? And we must make it win-win. We are not going to ask anybody here to put in money for nothing. You must get something out of it. You know? If it is not win-win, it is not sustainable. So my request is that looking at these numbers, I just wanted to give you my word that the government of Kenya is all in on this program. We are all in. I also wanted to give you confidence because in the past, we have seen misbehavior by FKF, integrity issues, confusion, fights, that then no serious corporate would want to be part of chaos because it destroys their brand. We're going to work with FKF, you know, so that we keep that space tidy and organized. And if there are issues, we will try and straighten them. We have to bring back sports to where it should be. And it is against that background that I instructed Ababu Namwamba, then Minister for Sports, that we bid for CHAN and AFCON. Because we wanted to use this platform also to create visibility around our sporting talent in Kenya. And whatever we did was intentional. It is not, it's not guesswork. We have a concrete plan. We want to move this to where it should be. Because we are, at the moment, we are in the wrong league as a country. We must play in the league that Kenya belongs, and we all know where Kenya belongs. And therefore, the thing that is standing before us and where Kenya belongs is two things: leadership and a plan. I don't think resources is a problem. We have enough resources, both in government and in the private sector. If we have a good plan, we can do this together, and we must have that good plan. And that is the reason why I did ask FKF to make a presentation to us, and thank you very much, Mr. President, for doing this, and so that as leaders, we agree on the plan together. This is not, Mr. President, with a lot of respect to you, this is not an FKF plan. No. You know, this plan has to be our collective plan. Government being present, FKF being present, and these good leaders from the private sector being partners. We must all sit together and agree on this plan. So, Mr. President.
In the football fraternity for giving esteem to